What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building. You feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks. All right, let's get straight right into it. So you already know, obviously, over the last couple of games, Pascal obviously has been injured. We already know. We know that he basically hasn't played. I think it's the last one or last two, something like that. But he hasn't played a couple of games, and obviously, yeah, the last two games, the back-to-back between the Bulls and the Raptors, he hasn't played. Raptors went 1-1. So obviously, it's unfortunate how he got his injury. Pascal's been cooking and he's been killing all season. You've been seeing me give credit where credit is due, obviously. Having a stellar start out to the season, in the first whatever, how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 10 games he played, he's obviously been killing. He's been averaging, 24.8 points, 25 points on, 48% from the field, 34% from three, 73% from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Like, that's stellar, right? 1 block, 1 steal. So he's been having a great start out to the season. Definitely has been the Raptors MVP, to start it out. And, you have to give, again, like I said, tip your hat off, give credit where credit is due. But when you look at it, this is now, you thought that you would never really say this, that Pascal has been the MVP to start out, because before, when Pascal was injured, and this is the thing with the Raptors, when a guy is injured, the Raptors are still able to win because the system that's in play, they can kind of plug and play for the most part. But it's different this year because Pascal has been, when Pascal would be injured on previous years, or just in general, even last year when he's injured and he's missing games, for the most part, he's not getting as much assists. He has been playmaking, but his assist has been, not as much as it is now. And his usage hasn't been as much as it is now. As you've seen that he's cooking, he's getting ISOs, he's ball handling, he's playmaking to shooters, to Trent, to Van Vliet, OG, whoever the case is. Him and Scotty have been working solid together for the most part, and just the usage that he has been operating with, you can kind of just see that now it's hard to replace the way they've been playing with Pascal and just the way Pascal's been playing for the most part this year. It's just going to be hard to do that, right? So I can see where there might be a lot of hiccups. Just having Pascal being out, you could see where maybe the record might take a dip. Maybe it might take an increase, or it might just be like a 50-50, like going one-on-one, over the weekend with Chicago. So, I just think that they have to find a way to plug and play. Even though Pascal has increased his level of play, you could still find a way to replace that. And I think the recipe for success without Pascal, even though he has been an MVP and he's been seen to be irreplaceable at this point in the start of the season for the Raptors, but I think that they have to just change what they're doing. And I think that OG especially, the recipe for success is increase in play from OG Anunoby and from Scotty Barnes, obviously, right? And you could see that even prior to Pascal, even last year when Pascal didn't start the season, Scotty was at a ridiculous, start to the season. He definitely was averaging like 20 and 10, something like that. He was killing 18 and 10, 18 and 11 around there. But, ever since then, him playing with Pascal, Scotty he has moments where he's be snapping, but he hasn't been the Scotty that we've seen when Pascal was out. I think if Scotty elevates his play to that, where he becomes more of the playmaker, he ball handles more in scenarios, as well as OG getting a lot of ISO situations and just being more aggressive. Like, I've been struggling with OG's aggression, man. You heard me say this from time, like OG increasing his level of play. Obviously, him increasing his level of play has been halted a little bit because of Pascal's resurgence. So obviously, someone has to take a little bit of a step back, and it's going to be OG. You could see that you rarely see Pascal being aggressive and OG being aggressive in the same game. You rarely see Pascal being aggressive and Scotty being aggressive in the same game. So those three, that three-headed monster in OG, Pascal, and Scotty, they haven't found for it to click because they kind of take away from each other at times, especially Scotty and Pascal. But then also OG gets taken away too, because when Pascal's ISOing or Scotty's ISOing, OG's kind of being in a spot-up role, but he's not as aggressive in his spot-up role as the way Trent is, because Trent is an actual shooter. The way Van Vliet is, they're shooter. So OG more so is kind of like he sacrifices in that role, and he's like the sacrificial lamb in that role. So him going to work, he has to get more ISOs, get him more on the block. He has to be more having a steady diet for him to thrive, right? As you can see with OG, and that's kind of takes away from Scotty. So those three guys is kind of like they haven't meshed fully. The play styles kind of somewhat clash, but when they mesh, someone has to drastically sacrifice. So, I'm waiting for them three to just be at a steady diet. And when you just look at Scotty Barnes, even like take him individually, when you look at Scotty Barnes, like he's averaging only 14 points, 6.6 rebounds, 5 assists. Like, it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you seeing him with I'm like, this is Draymond 2.0 numbers. Obviously, again, I'm not going to bring that up because people just don't understand what that means. But if you look at it, it's like the level of play that he's supposed to be at or he needs to display kind of gets hindered with, like, there's a lot of clash that's going around. It does, but the good thing with the Raptors is that even when they have play styles clash individually, this is an individual conversation. It doesn't affect how they play overall as a team, which is a great problem to have. Like, it's just more so individual. I want to see this guy grow individually, but the team still is at a mesh no matter how they play. It's not affecting, I'm not going to pass to you because I haven't got the ball. Like, they don't operate like that. They're still selfless, which is why a guy is going to take a step back like OG, like, oh, he's cooking, I'm going to chill out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just individually, I want to see him improve more. I want to see him go to a different level. Scotty, I know that with Pascal being injured, you're going to see his shots increase. It's not he might. His shots are going to increase. His usage is going to increase. His playmaking, everything's going to increase, most definitely. And that has to happen for the Raptors to continue winning and just have a better, to basically make do with this time that Pascal's out. He's going to be reevaluated in 2-3 weeks or whatever it is. But even OG, again, his points per game last year was 17. He's at 15.9, and it'll only increase over the last, couple of games. But he also has dropped from last year, but then again, it's because Pascal has increased. So you can kind of just see the correlation. His field goal percentage did increase, which is great. He's at 47 right now. His 3-pointers at 39. So he is shooting pretty solid right now. But I just want, again, his usage to increase in terms of his points per game, just having more fluidity, just being more comfortable, confident, and just being aggressive. Like, that aggression needs to happen at a steady diet. It can't be, he shouldn't, like, basically individually for OG, I want him to increase to a point where even if Pascal is eating, when you get your opportunities, you take advantage of your opportunities. You're still aggressive. You seek opportunities. Even though Pascal's eating, that has nothing to do with you. When you get the ball, pump fake, one dribble, pull. You know what I'm saying? Or I got the ball, I have a mismatch, move. Or Pascal has the ball, I have a mismatch, just run to the block. Give me the rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. That's what I want to see, his aggression, that I'm going to get mine in the flow of the game. Not obviously like, because Pascal's eating now, no, I want to eat too. Not like that. That's not what I mean. I mean just in the flow of the game. Like, Pascal's eating within the flow of the game still, even though he's getting more usage, it's still in the flow of the game, right? Because, again, he has the green light. The ball's in his hands more. But if there's a mismatch here and they switch, they have a baby on OG, run to the block. Like, it's in the flow of the game. Or when you do get it, and there's a lot of opportunities, he gets it, he just kind of passes it back sometimes. But now it's like, you should be aggressive when you get it. Don't just pass it back. Try to get a bucket first, not there, then swing. You know what I'm saying? Just be more aggressive and be more just be more determined, be more intentional with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I want OG to get to that level where, regardless of what's happening on the floor, regardless of who's eating, when I get my opportunities, I'm a kill. I'm not going to be nonchalant and pass the rock and go through the motions. And that's where I think if OG gets to that level, that's automatic 20 points per game. That's automatic flirting with maybe he could be an all-star, but the Raptors will elevate because his 20 points per game is crucial. From 15 to 20, from 17 to 20, that's a great jump. You know what I'm saying? I think that his skill is at that level, you know what I'm saying, because he's improved it. It's just the aggression hasn't matched the skill set. You know what I'm saying? And that's where he needs to get to. So for the most part, again, obviously it's unfortunate with the Pascal injury, but this Pascal injury at the time that he's killing, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate. But I look at it as a positive. I look at it as, you know what? This could have been like they reluctant and reliant. They're reliant on Pascal because he's been improving. It's kind of like everyone kind of takes a backseat. And because Pascal has become this, you stay like that for the rest of the season. At some point, it's like, damn, can I really keep up this level of play? Is Pascal in that tier? We don't know. We'll find out. But like, now that the injury happens, it's like, okay, take a step back. There's no Pascal now right now. No excuse for y'all to just, oh, it's Pascal. Y'all go to work. Y'all improve your game. So now when he comes back, everybody's at a high octane level. Everybody's at the best version of themselves, and that helps the team in terms of just where you want to be, where you want to contend, where you want your standings to be, your record to be. So I think that this could be a positive or a blessing in disguise, right? I think that this could be that. So obviously not a lot of people are looking at it from that angle, but I obviously am. You already know it's IQ. That's what I do. So we'll see how everything transpires. They got, a couple of games coming up. For the most part, they're still in the 5 seed right now, 6-5. Obviously, they could do better. I think that they can improve. But for the next couple of games, if you look at it, they're facing the Rockets obviously today, and they got a couple of games after that where they face Oklahoma City, Indiana, Detroit. So you can go on a 4-game win streak before you face Miami. I'm looking forward to seeing how they operate, and how they move. So we'll see how that transpires for the most part. But you already know it's True Talks. It's True Talks. Share, like, and subscribe. We out here. There's no doubt here, and there's no drought here. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. You already know. And, let's see how they transpire. I'm really looking forward to see how they operate without Pascal and seeing how Mans move. Gary Trent obviously got to rise his level of play. Van Fleet as well, too. So they got a 5-4-headed monster that they can run with. So, at the end of the day, let's see how Mans operate and how Mans elevate. You already know. We out here. There's no doubt here and there's no drought here. You feel me? Again, click that notification button so you know when I'm here, because I'm here. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. You already know. And I'm out, man.